You know, I wonder. I'll be wondering sometimes, and I wonder what goes into someone's mind who has so much power to like not make a decision that will ruin their life. Like I'm just trying to like understand like some people who are like blessed with, fame, maybe money and power. Like what goes through their mind when they're presented an option that can ruin their life? Me, I would think like, hey, I don't think this is a good idea. That would probably be my first thought. And sometimes I'd be making some decisions that aren't really the best decisions, but they don't be to this extent. You know what I'm saying? Today's Abada Boom Abada Bing is a Asian Kardashian flees country after murder, then offers Interpol a private jet to arrest her. Sometimes I think to myself, I would kind of like to get to the point where I could imagine doing some BS like this, but like not doing it. Having just like just having the ability to do something as insane as this, or doing something, well, not as this is crazy, but I'm just saying like having the ability to do something crazy and just choosing no. You know what I'm saying? I'd feel very good about myself and my self discipline. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't know what this story is, it's probably going to get even more crazy as we get into the bottom of Bada Bang. But yeah, this is this week's true crime. This week's Rotten Mango. So I hope this isn't it's not this insane. It's actually I'm just talking. This is very insane. Why would you offer the police a private jet to arrest you? Who do you think you are? Like how powerful is the Asian Kardashian? I've never heard nothing like that before. Anyway, let's check it out and let's just see what happened. This video is brought to you by Sebastian's Patreon. Not only is this page packed with exclusive videos, 800 plus at the time of this recording to be exact, but it also comes with a couple tiers. If you'd want to subscribe and support this growing community, click the link in the description below, and thank you for everything. Now, let's get back to the video. Let's do it.
Bada bing, bada boom.
March 1st, 2021.
Okay.
Shailene is working as the manager of the Glen Orchid General Store. It's a cute little two-story shop near the water in Canada. It's almost literally on the lake. It looks like the starting point of every small-town romance novel. Customers walk in, they peruse through the snack aisles, they buy their little drinks, but they also sell fishing supplies if you just want to throw a yard right outside.
Okay.
If you're hungry, you can buy fresh fruit, fresh produce. There's picnic tables outside and they sell full-on full-course meals. It's a cute little community cottage shop.
That's tough.
Shailene, the general manager, she pulls up to the parking lot at around 6:30 that morning.
Okay.
They open at 7. And when she pulls up, there's already a dark-colored Mercedes SUV parked, perhaps waiting for her to open. It seems like they need something right at 7.
Yeah,
So
hold
she
on.
rushes
Whoa,
in. She's getting-
hold on. Because my alarm bells will ring. Why is there a Mercedes SUV outside this nice store at 6 in the morning? I something in me would probably be like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't go through this entrance. Maybe I should go through the other one, because why are you waiting for me?
The store ready. 7 o'clock hits. She whips open the doors and nobody's walking in. That's strange. She gives it more time. She doesn't see that couple in the dark colored SUV walk until 8 a.m.
What?
Another hour later.
Was y'all canoodling
Maybe they
in
were
it?
taking a nap. Who knows?
Taking a nap? Listen, I understand people do things, but I'd imagine if you're able to be in an SUV like this, you have a place to take a nap. Why are you taking a nap? You scoping this store out? What are you doing here?
Tall man with brown hair walks in. He's trying to buy some snacks and use the restroom. He's accompanied with what seems to be his girlfriend, an Asian woman with long black hair.
Is this the Asian Kardashian?
The two of them buy a few things. They use the restroom for considerably quite a long time. And then the man turns to his Asian girlfriend and says, "She's here.
What?
We gotta go."
What?
Okay, it's a little weird, but Charlene thought maybe they're meeting someone. No big deal. Later that day, she goes to clean up the restroom and she's taking out the wastebasket when she notices that there is another black plastic bag inside the trash can.
Oh.
And she's like, you know what? Let me just open it up. She peeks inside. 40 bullets are inside the bag.
40 bullets? What did y'all shoot with? See, this, you know what? This is why I don't think I could be a manager of a certain type of establishment, because like, just like my brain sometimes, because, you know, I keep saying I used to work at Noodles and Company. I'm just thinking like the amount of times somebody, or the amount of possibilities that can happen is like insane. Like, 'cause some days I used to go into the store, in the back of the store, and some days the joint would be open. The joint would be wide open. Some days it would be wide open at like 11 p.m. when we're trying to close and everything. And the place where I used to work at was like it wasn't like a dangerous area, but I'm saying like, bro, like you can't just like let people do like, I'm just thinking, I'm like, bro, it's like 11 p.m. The back door is wide open. You don't know who's in this area. We trying to get the money back in the joint. It's like me and somebody else. The door is wide open. They left the door wide open. The manager's counting the money on. Somebody could literally just walk in and just rob this place. And I'm just sitting there like, if I was the manager and this happened, bro, I'm not going down with this ship. I don't get paid enough for this. If I go into the bathroom and I'm seeing 40 bullets, I don't know what to do. Because I'm think they're going to close the door behind me, and then whatever the rest of the bullets is going to be for me. I'm not with that. No, I can't do that.
Why are there 40 bullets in here? There's clothes, sweatpants.
40 bullets used or unused?
Unused.
Oh,
But still, who just trashes bullets?
That's crazy, yeah.
Clothes, she pulls them out, tiny bits of blood on them.
Oh, hell no.
A phone charger with blood. And then she pulls out a key, car keys to an Audi Q5, a luxury vehicle. Who just throws away car keys to a car like that? And a blonde wig.
What?
So strange. She thinks it's so strange. In fact, she immediately calls the police. She tells them everything. Okay, and ma'am, what did the couple look like? Oh, very good looking.
What?
The very good looking couple wouldn't be found for months.
You're like kind of like Joe Burrow. He got Joe Burrow's haircut.
They're found months later in Eastern Europe. Their names are Oliver and Lucy, but only one of them comes back to Canada. Lucy. And when she lands back in Canadian soil months after this bizarre blonde wig and bullets in the general store trash can, she's taken into this tiny windowless room.
Hey, brother. Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you commit a not alive event and you flee a country, why would you come back? You don't think that they gonna find you? Like I think like I'm not a murderer. I'm not nobody gonna do no bad. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just thinking like, if I commit something in a country where they know that I probably done this, I probably will not go back to said country or any of the surrounding areas. Like, bro, what?
It's this interrogation room, and a man sits in front of her and asks her, "How's your flight, Lucy?" She responds, "The food wasn't bad, but not the best flight experience. I'm not used to sitting in tight spaces."
Girl.
The officer chuckles. Yeah, flying coach is a little bit. And I feel really bad for the officers that had to come and get me because they had to make stopovers, layovers. Oh, before they met with you. Yeah. Before they met with you, Lucy, our service allowed them to take some annual leave time. So they got some time to see the city and the sights. They weren't that inconvenienced.
Yeah, I feel bad that these regular folk are taking like regular transportation as if like going in the air is not like a privilege in itself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just make people just try and like sound like people are less than for traveling through the air and regular things. And oh, God forbid you have a layover. Oh my gosh. Like,
she puts her hand up to her heart.
Yeah, me and my mom was really concerned about that, and we offered Interpol to tell them that we'll fly them private, but Interpol declined though.
Oh, you're so nice. You're so nice. You're so nice. You know what I'm saying? Hey, You know, hey, rich people be nice sometimes. You know.
Offer.
Yeah, we can't accept things from things like that. We have to do things. We have to follow the rules.
Oh, how you catch his breath? He said we can't accept that from things from. We gotta follow the rules.
Wait, her mom wants to fly Interpol police in a private jet?
Yes, from Eastern Europe to Canada. Lucy honestly just felt bad for the Canadian officials who had to practically babysit her on this international flight flying economy.
Oh,
The officer responds, "Oh, thank you for the offer, Lucy, but we can't accept things like that from." The detective looks like he wants to say, like suspected murderers like you. This is the murder case of what some people have deemed the Asian Kardashian sisters and how one of them committed murder.
oh, hey, bro. I don't honestly don't know how people have it in them to kill somebody. Knock on wood. I don't want any type of circumstances to where I even have to make a decision like that because I don't want to. Okay, nobody wants to be knocked off this earth.
To thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support the SAFE Project, a national nonprofit dedicated to building collaboration to address the addiction epidemic, prevent
wow.
overdoses, and the mental health challenges that may lead to them. Today's episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team, and we'd also like to thank you guys for your continued support as we work on our mission to be worthy advocates. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. A few disclaimers for today's case. There are mentions of illegal substance use and dealing. There's also a brief mention of a loss of pregnancy. So with that being said,
my
let's
gosh.
get started. There is a saying when it comes to going to trial for a crime. The best defense is an expensive defense. The second best defense is a free defense. And the worst defense is a cheap defense, which has nothing to do with the attorney. There are a lot of passionate attorneys who will defend their clients regardless of how much financial compensation there is at the end. But technically speaking, resources could be the most important thing in a trial.
Yeah.
For high profile criminal cases that's gonna go to a full trial, a top criminal defense team could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not in the millions of dollars range.
Off the strength of being a moral person and not doing crime, I think this would probably be the second thing. No, maybe the third. You know, I'd say like reasons to not commit murder. You shouldn't do that just off a moral sense. The second one is I don't really want to spend time in jail. Maybe the third would be like, yeah, I don't want to do that to somebody, or that should go into like the moral thing. Maybe the third would be like, I'm not trying to pay all these lawyer fees. Like, oh my gosh.
O.J. Simpson's dream team defense, adjusted for inflation, would have been anywhere between $15 million now.
Nigga, what?
The Enron executives, Ken Lay and Jeff Skilling, they paid nearly $70 million for their defense. There's a few reasons defense teams are pricey. One netizen states, it's not just the attorney standing with you in court. That money pays for half a dozen associates that are sitting in the office solely working on your case, researching every issue, cranking out quality motions at every possible point.
Guys.
It's the private investigators that are digging up every witness and shred of evidence. It's the team of 10 all-star experts, forensic experts, psychiatrists who are going to wow the jury with their resume and with the way they present the evidence in a way that favors your case. It's the jury consultants that are going to get the best jury panel in that box for you. That's why money makes a difference.
That's
there
crazy.
are plenty of public defenders and cheaper defenders, criminal defense attorneys who have tremendous amounts of experience and are as sharp as any celebrity lawyer. But when you buy a defense, you're not purchasing individual attorney talent. You're bankrolling an army.
I didn't
Another
know that.
netizen comments, on top of that, powerful people play with powerful people.
And I'm thinking of like, I remember when Stephanie was like, she was like, I guess talking against like people who were trying to sue her or something, and she was like, "We were ready." I'm paraphrasing, of course, but she was talking about like we were ready. Girl, yo, how much money you have? Oh my gosh.
meaning high-profile criminal defense attorneys that get paid the big bucks
Playing them
likely
lawyer
go to
games,
parties where the judges are, where the prosecutors are. They probably have better connections and friendships, which can help negotiate plea deals or reduce charges.
That's
which,
crazy.
if accurate, and there must be some truth to it, that there's so many instances of people buying innocence, it's severely depressing. Maybe a topic for another day. Today, though, we are talking about one of the most high-profile established criminal defense attorneys in Canada, Liam O'Connor. He's well known in
looks
Toronto
serious.
for getting defendants off for things like the attempted murder of a Toronto police officer, alleged hate crimes, conspiring to kill 2 people at the same time. I mean, you could say he knows what he's doing. He knows how to defend people. And in the case of Lucy Lee, who some people have dubbed the Asian Kardashian of Canada, he seems to be taking a slightly different approach,
What you mean?
a unique approach. He's
gosh.
defending Lucy Lee, an Instagram model and daughter of a wealthy Chinese businesswoman, a well-connected, powerful businesswoman. And in his defense, he states to the jury, Lucy is a distinctively flawed individual. She is naive. She's superficial. She's juvenile. She is entitled. She is immature, sometimes irresponsible. She has terrible taste in men, which is not yet a crime, right? She is full of moral failings. She is perhaps the stupidest person in the room.
Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to hear bro, you trying to defend me? You making me seem like I don't know what to say without saying something mean. Like, bro, what?
Or possibly on the planet. This is what she's paying allegedly maybe close to 7 figures for?
But not because none of that is a crime.
Yeah, none of that is a crime. And that seems to be the reasoning that he offers on why she tried to murder 2 people.
Because she dumb?
Lucy Lee is the eldest of 3 triplets. The Lee family consists of the 3 triplets and the 2 other siblings. I think that's why also the Kardashian comes into play. It's a huge family. And Lucy is the eldest of all of them. But let's mainly focus on the triplets. It's Lucy, Caitlyn, and Jane. Lucy is the oldest by 5 minutes. They actually don't go by the name the Lee triplets. They go by the Mia triplets. I'm not sure why. That's what they call themselves. And I cannot exactly tell you how famous the triplets were. It seems like they were pretty well known in the Toronto area, but a lot of their social medias have been more or less wiped. They would post in bikinis or other slightly revealing outfits, the 3 of them. They're beautiful. I think a lot of people were intrigued by really pretty triplets who are also from a really, really well-off family. There are some re-uploaded lives that they've done where they answer people's questions. And honestly, Lucy, out of the entire 3, seems the most calm. Or maybe
Really?
even the most shy.
Really?
During these Instagram lives, she would be the quietest. And when she responds to questions, she's not joking around with her sister. She's not making fun. She's just kind of like, hee, yeah, oh yeah.
Can you tell them apart or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, but they look pretty identical.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Now, Caitlyn, one of the triplets, was actually one of the 44 finalists in the Canadian branch of the Miss World 2020 pageant. So all the triplets, they did pretty well for themselves. Now, side note, the triplets' mom, Winnie Lee, she is a strong presence in Canada. She's powerful. When Lucy's parents first immigrated from China to Canada, they did not have much in their name. But
You know, sorry, Stephanie.
be that
One thing that I kind of am like thinking, like, if I was a powerful parent and my kid does some like dumb stuff, I'd be like, bro, why? What is wrong with you? Why? Are you just trying to like? Why? Like, you like why? I work so hard, and you go try to kill somebody? Why?
that as it may,
Damn.
they go on to create a whole Chinese-Canadian empire. Her mom goes by the name Winnie, and she runs this financial management business. She manages rich people's money, and in return, she makes rich people money. She is described as
Yo. Hey. I guess 10, like, I don't know.
high profile and powerful.
Okay.
According to Lucy, the main bread and butter of the business is her mom would sell these 20-year life insurance policies that would allow Chinese clients from China to transfer funds into Canada without being taxed.
Ooh,
Which I would
okay.
say, is a little I don't know if this is true. I don't know how sus it is. I don't know. It just sounds a little crazy when she says it like that.
Hey, man.
I would say there are pictures of her with Justin Trudeau. There's videos of her shaking hands with
that's who
Justin
that
Trudeau,
is.
the Prime Minister of Canada. She's hanging out with China's General Counsel in Toronto.
Oh, she tapped
She's
in.
held several fundraisers for Trudeau. Allegedly, as part of this campaign that was run by Trudeau's political party to seek donations from the wealthy Chinese Canadians. It was a whole thing. And they're apparently not your average fundraiser. During one event, there were Cirque du Soleil members performing. I don't even know how
What?
big of a space you would need for performers of that caliber. They're not.
Have y'all been to Cirque du Soleil? I ain't never been. I've been to the Universal Soul Circus, but I seen the Cirque du Soleil joints at like commercials. I was like, yo, dang, and you got that at a fundraiser? That's crazy.
Not just doing somersaults in the same 3-foot radius over and over again. So these are massive fundraisers. There's videos of Trudeau bringing her flowers. She's translating for him. There's one source that even stated that she went on a trip to China with him, almost like a makeshift ambassador.
Dang, that's
So
her
Winnie
ace
is not a
boon
woman
going
who
for
plays
real.
around, okay? She is not the type of woman to just let her children do
tapped
whatever they
in.
want. Lucy describes her mom as a tiger mom. Her 3 girls, the triplets, they had founded Canada Youth Funding Association when they were just 13 years old. They had hopes of uniting all children to learn, grow, and experience. I
That's
don't know
nice.
what they did, but that was the whole selling point.
The 3 triplets at
Yes.
13-year-old founded
A
a.
foundation.
I see.
Lucy even has pictures next to Justin Trudeau at these fundraising events.
Cool.
I mean, her mom encouraged every single one of her kids to
Question: is Justin Trudeau a good guy? I can imagine he probably got something about him. I don't know too much about Mr. Trudeau. I just knew that that name sounds familiar. To all my Canadian folks, what is Justin Trudeau like? Oof. He kind of looks like Christian Bale in like American Psycho a little bit. Oh, hope that's not mean.
study business and even made a deal. She said, the first triplet to get licensed to sell life insurance for my company is going to be rewarded big
What?
time.
Okay.
It said every month she would host these little family dinners that feel more like company dinners, which is very reminiscent of LVMH, if you guys want me to talk about them one day. But
You ain't got
if
to.
one of the family members makes a mistake, during that dinner, the whole family has the opportunity to comment on it, just publicly shame them. They can comment on whether or not it's mom's fault
What?
for not teaching them better, whether it's dad's fault for not foreseeing such an event, or if it's their fault for knowing not to do something and still doing it anyway. She says the 7 of us are like a company board of directors. Each of the 7 directors has a voice and can make decisions. Running a
Okay.
business and managing a family are quite similar.
我们把这个家当做一个合作社，经常我们会在一起开会，经常老大做错一件事情，我们就让其他的4个孩子来评论，到底是爸爸错了、妈妈错了，还是你错了？所以我觉得我们家里7个人就像一个公司的董事层面，7个董事，每个人都有说话权，每个人都可以做决定。
So clearly
I mean, that sounds that productive, I guess. I mean, family meeting. I mean, cool. I guess. I don't know. I mean, hey, Lucy, you off somebody. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? That is not my fault that you did that. I'm acting as if I'm the mom or dad. That's not my fault that you did that. We don't teach you to kill. Like, girl, that is your fault. Okay? What the fuck? You should already know you shouldn't kill people.
Clearly, her kids are doing very well. Winnie would even go on these panels to talk about parenting. During one speech, she is introduced, and this is what the host has to say about Winnie Lee. Every time she appears in public, she speaks quickly and decisively, giving the impression of a powerful woman.
Tough.
Nobody would guess that in her personal life, she is the mother of 5 children. Many people say a successful woman can't have a family. Successful women can't have kids. So often
That's
that
actually-
now she proactively tells people
I'm not gonna lie, that's actually insane though. You know, just like the fact that she's able to be this powerful and have these kids and have this family running as it, like, that is commendable. Like, full. Oh my gosh. Just off the strength of that, it's like, yeah, I respect you. Just please don't do nothing bad, please.
that she has 5 children. Then everyone wants to know, what's your secret? Managing a thriving career while raising children. Winnie is clapped onto the stage and she says,
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
Hello.
"It is my 5 children that forced me to succeed." She says raising children is all about having them try to succeed on their own. She states that when the family was much younger, they would have these family trips planned, yearly family trips, and she would have each of the children plan out the entire trip, handle all the travel arrangements. Even if they saw a mistake in the works, the parents would see something bad was about to happen, they did not interfere. During one trip, she was talking about how she taught the kids to wake up on time. She says, for example, I always hear others say, "Oh, my child doesn't wake up even after being called so many times in the morning to get up." That does not happen in our family. I told my husband.
I feel like that does happen. Because she running a tight-knit ship. Like, hey, bro. Hey, hold on. Because I'm thinking, like, this type of parenting sounds kind of cool, but I feel like it's very, like, strict as hell. But, of course, it's strict. But, like, that is something to think about. Like, planning each member of the family or each one of the daughters or one of the kids plans out what, like, the trip. And then if it's going wrong, you just let them do it. Like, that's fire.
That on a trip, if we have a 6 a.m.
Where's the
flight and our
catch?
child does not wake up, we will not wake them up. The whole family will not return home instead, and they will have to beg on the streets for food. And they said, "Mother, that is way too stressful. We will just wake up."
This is Home Alone?
They set their alarms and woke up the next morning at 4 a.m. In fact, they knocked on our door and said, "Mom and Dad, if you don't get up now, we're going to miss our flight."
Well, I feel like this
It's all about cultivating leadership skills.
Why am I feeling? I'm feeling like it's about to turn or something. Stephanie, you good at telling stories, but you good at twists too. So, yeah.
And independent thinking. Her husband says about Winnie, some say my wife is a powerful woman, but I think she is an excellent wife and the best mother. Winnie herself would tell her kids that this is a crucial time in their lives. They need to all grow up and become a powerful, successful woman just like their mother, aka herself. So since the day that Lucy turned 17, she has been working as a financial advisor for her mom's business, which I don't even trust most financial advisors, period. But a 17-year-old financial advisor is insane. Like, maybe she's just that smart. In 2019, Lucy decides, I might just try to figure out if this is what I really want in life. So she asks her mom if she can take some time to figure her life out. Paid, of course. A monthly allowance would be non-negotiable, of course. So that's what happens. For 2 years, the triplets go on to become Instagram famous. The Mia triplets, where they would model in lingerie or swimsuits together. They would make around $500 to $1,000 per sponsored post, which they said was not really money. It was just...
All right. I just want... so, like, how... Okay, so my question is, how do you... What is it that they saw that got them to wanting to do this? Like for me it's like I always wanted to do YouTube and be a musician and do all these lovely things that I'm trying to do. But like the things that started out was me growing up in like a household that like instilled musicianship and creativity at a young age. And like I guess I thrived in doing that, but also school and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to think like what sparked that? Like, what sparked in their mind? It was like, yeah, I want to do this. It's interesting.
Just fun money. They like doing it more than anything, okay? One of the sponsors even sent her a free blonde wig that she really utilizes. Now, it appears her mom is very supportive. Lucy's mom would even go on to state this about Lucy, how her eldest was admitted into Harvard. Yes, the same one that the attorney called possibly the stupidest person on the planet. Lucy's mom says, when my daughter got admitted there,
Is Lucy lying?
I found it particularly strange. Her grades were really poor when she was young, but it's about what label you give your children. Our eldest child is now succeeding at Harvard. I was very puzzled. I said, Lucy, why did mom think your grades were always not good when you were so young? Why is it that now at Harvard, a notoriously difficult school, you can get such good grades? She told me, Mom, growing up, you always told me that my grades are not good. So I always felt like the dumb one. I would just go to school and just sit there. Whatever. I'm stupid anyway. Why should I study? So I would sneak out and play, you know?
Damn.
And I told myself every day, I'm stupid.
Damn. Oh my gosh.
My daughter tells me, Now, this is what I want to tell others. Do not put a label on your children. She says that Lucy has now taken away that label, and she wakes up every morning and says, I am smart. I am smart. And as a result, she's been studying. Her grades are good. The teachers have responded well.
Okay, this is getting kind of dystopian. This is going in a way where it might unravel fast.
Professors. So I asked children, you are the best. Do not label yourself. Thank you. That's her speech. She forgets to mention that her daughter Lucy goes to the Harvard Extension Program, which, okay, side note, I think any sort of education is an admirable thing. It does not matter. But it is a bit misleading that she talks about it in such a preachy way.
我跟我的 Lucy 也是我的大女儿，哈佛大学的高材生。
And again, this isn't even a point I would bring up, but she uses it to promote her businesses and to gain more influence in the area. See, look how incredible my children turned out. I'm very credible. It is at least a little bit misleading. Netizens have said about the Harvard Extension Program, quote, it's a bit embarrassing. It's a total waste of money. It looks tacky. It's the equivalent to taking one online continuing education class at Harvard and then listing it on your resume. Another one writes, I'm a recruiter and 100% it does not hold the same weight as Harvard. It's the equivalent of having a degree from Grand Canyon University because almost anyone can get in as long as you pay for it. Again, any education is good education, but the way she's presenting it is goofy, okay? A lot of netizens point to the fact that there are actually really, really good extension programs out there. I think Georgia Tech has a good one, MIT has a good one, and they say that really people only choose the Harvard Extension School so that they can say Harvard. Like no other reason really. It's not the best program out there, especially for the amount of money it costs. They say it just doesn't look great. So in this context, it does feel a little bit misleading. But fine, the messaging at the entire speech is do not label your children. That's it, which is a good message. But the courts have already labeled Lucy as a killer. Lucy is brought into a small windowless room in Canada, the interrogation room, and she makes herself comfortable. I don't know if she asked for it. I don't know if they gave it to her. But you see her walk in. She's pretty smiley, and she's draping a police-issued blanket over her. Kind of like how I drape my scarf over me today. That's how the blanket is over her, but it's a full-size blanket.
What do you mean police issued? It has like police on there?
No, but it looks like they're handing it to her. I don't think they would let her just wear that. So she's draping it over herself. I feel like her energy is more on par with the demeanor of me going downstairs to watch Twilight. It's just very strange. And she just plops onto one of the chairs. And she starts off by saying,
I feel really rude, and I don't want to not seem like I don't want to cooperate, and if it was up to me I would just tell you guys everything, but my lawyer and my mom strongly instructed me not to say anything, and they said that they're on my defense while you guys are not on my defense. So I don't know, I just feel like I shouldn't say anything until I speak with them on Wednesday. I think they said that they're gonna come see me on Wednesday.
How old is she at that point?
25.
Oh, okay.
But she does ask the officer something along the lines of, but how do you decide who to believe?
What? Bro,
Like, AKA, should I believe you guys? Or
I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. Why do I feel like the dude in the situation probably got her to do this, and she just like went along with it or something? I don't know. This is kind of making me sad. Like, bro, oh my gosh.
should I believe my mom and lawyers?
Yes, but also like, why don't you guys believe me? Like, are you guys gonna believe me if I tell you something? It's just so bizarre.
Like, this is like, yeah, it is bizarre, but like I'm kind of feeling like she probably was taken advantage of or something. Like, I'm not trying to escape the fact we're gonna find out if she did the killing, but I'm just like, right now I'm just like, dang, this is kind of sad.
This is where it all starts unraveling, and Lucy is gonna come full circle. December 9th, 2021, a man named Chin gets arrested for first-degree murder for a murder that happened a few months ago, and Chin is so confused. Why is he being arrested? The police show him the picture of the victims, and he's even more confused now. He's like, have never seen these people in my life,
Like, who the
let
fuck
alone
is this?
murdered them. I don't
Murder?
know these people. I have
Murder?
no connection with these people. What are you talking about? I couldn't even point these people out on the street if you asked me to. The police don't believe him. They know he was there that day.
Oh.
Okay? Months ago, a couple was found shot dead in a parking lot of a warehouse. The police were called to the scene where they found a man deceased on the floor with at least 6 gunshot wounds.
Damn.
Next to him was an airline ticket in his name and a torn $5 Canadian bill. On the other side of the parking lot
A boot?
was a single Christian Louboutin thigh-high boot. The deceased man's name is Tyler, and his girlfriend Jordan had been rushed to the hospital, but things weren't looking good. She had been shot in the heart. When the police start chasing all the possible leads, they find that a number was in the exact location as the couple during the shooting. Chin's. The cell records show that he was there. He was there the day that they were killed.
Oh, no.
And Chin is arguing with the police. There was no way he was there that day.
Where was you at?
I mean, prove it. They whip out his cell records. He was in fact there.
Oh, you
This
are
is
a
when Chin
liar.
starts sharing this very wild story of how he has a friend named, I have a friend named Oliver. Chin argues that he's known Oliver for what, like 10 years now? They worked at the same restaurant before they were friends. And when friends
He's snitching now. You tried to lie, and now you snitching? Oh, Lord, no.
ask for weird favors, you do it. You don't ask questions. You just kind of do it. The odd favor that was asked of Chin is he needs to swap his SIM card with Oliver's wife, Lucy. Lucy said her family tracks each other's locations on her phone and they have this very important meeting and she didn't want her family to know about it. So she has to leave her phone at home, but without a phone, she can't really call in case of emergencies. So he needs to swap SIM cards with her. It's a huge ask.
That's what?
And the police are thinking, really now? I mean, this is very dumb. But Chin is passionately telling them, yes, it's weird, but he agreed to it because Lucy's family is rich and rich people do weird things. I mean, what's the worst that could have happened? Chin believed that Lucy would not do anything weird.
I'm trying to figure out. Don't you do SIM card swaps at the store, or you can do it at home? But it'll be so much easier to just it would be so much easier to get this person to just buy a prepaid, and then I ain't trying to give no criminals no. Hold on, wait, whoa! I'm not trying to give no game. My bad.
Then he gets
Forget I said
arrested
that.
for
Sorry.
murder a few months later.
Ooh.
He said later that night he met back up with them and swapped SIM cards again. Nothing seemed alarming. He would have never known that someone had died that night. When Oliver and Lucy are both finally arrested in Hungary,
Why is
in
it
Eastern Europe, Lucy responds, "Oh, the SIM cards and all of that. I have a perfectly reasonable answer to what I thought was going on." Suddenly, she's ready to talk. Lucy says she doesn't even know what they were doing at the warehouse that day. No clue why they were meeting these people. They're friends of Oliver's. Tyler and his pregnant girlfriend Jordan were there. They're not really her friends. So she wasn't that curious why they were at the back of this random warehouse. Lucy was with Oliver in their Audi Q5. The other couple, Tyler and Jordan, arrived in their Range Rover and all 4 of them walked out to the back door of the facility.
What is this, influencer beef? What is going on? Why y'all meeting up here? Like, what?
And it was locked because of course it was locked and they don't have the key. So it's a moment of confusion. But since it's February in Canada, Jordan says she's really cold. She's pregnant. She's going to get into her Range Rover and turn the heat on. Lucy joins her in the car. She gets into the Range Rover and the two of them are just sitting there.
What?
And Jordan asks her, "Hey, Lucy, where's your realtor?" Lucy was like, I was so confused. Like, what do you mean my realtor? My realtor's not coming. Why would my realtor be coming here? Wait, what's going on? Lucy says she gets out the car to ask Oliver what the hell is going on because she thinks her husband is lying about something again. But when she
Again?
walks up to him, Tyler is screaming at Oliver, demanding, where's the realtor?
Huh?
Where's your realtor?
What?
Oliver tells Lucy to check around the property to see if
First off, who the fuck are you yelling at? What type of deal y'all got going on, cuz? What the hell?
there's a lockbox. Lucy's confused, but she starts walking away. She says she's about a football field away and around the corner.
A football field away? That's a far distance. That's like 120 yards, including the touchdowns. Like what?
And she hears these pop noises. She doesn't realize what kind of pops they are. And she goes back to investigate because it was kind of loud. And she sees Tyler on the ground.
Girl, what? 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 So you're a football field away. You hear a pop. First off, you all the way down there. You know what I'm saying? You all the way down there, a football field away, and I'm guessing you're in a car. I'm guessing you in an Audi or something, and you hear a pop pop, and you go back and you investigate? What?
But she's not wearing her glasses, so she doesn't know why he's on the ground.
All right, don't piss me off. All right. I don't feel bad no more. This is about to make me mad.
She just thought, like, that's weird. Yeah. And Oliver screams at her to get into the Audi. She's about to get in when she sees Jordan in the front seat of the Range Rover trying to back up, reversing straight into the building. It's chaotic. And Lucy freezes because wait, it looks like Jordan is looking for something in the car. I don't know what she's looking for. Finally, after what feels like forever, she snaps out of it and realizes that Oliver is screaming at her, "You're everything up. Listen to me. Get in the car." She finally jumps into the Audi, and that's about it. It's just very traumatizing.
Wait. Jordan was backing up a car?
In the Range Rover.
But I thought she was shot in the heart.
Okay, and then what happened?
And then they just like drove off in the Audi.
No.
And then she just thought it was weird, and she thinks later Oliver went back. I don't know. She's saying it was just weird. It was traumatizing. Her belief in that moment was that Oliver had run Tyler over, probably by accident. Oliver kept bossing her around, telling her that she needs to take the stairs up to their apartment now and not take the elevator because of the cameras. But she's so exhausted and she's terrified. They also live on the 34th floor.
All right. It's making me so mad. Like, this is, oh my gosh.
She remembers, yeah, so she's like, I'm not doing that. She says she just remembers squatting down in the middle of the stairwell, sobbing because she's so confused and scared and traumatized. And like, why is she walking up 34 flights of stairs?
I'd be crying too, because what the hell? I'm so confused.
That night, Lucy says there was no way she could fall asleep. It was just a lot. She checks the clock. It's 2 a.m. and she gets on her phone and she reads an article about a shooting that said a man and a woman were shot. That was the first moment she realized that someone was injured, and she didn't even know it was a shooting until now.
Question. So if we was able, so I'm guessing that CCTV footage didn't get the back of the that warehouse where that white car just drove up. Like, is there any more CCTV footage of them going a football field away? Like, because we're going to be able to see them go behind the joint, right? So that means we will see two figures going in the car and going a football field away? Like, what?
She shakes Oliver up, shoves the article in his face, and she keeps asking Oliver, what happened? What happened? She says, he said it was him or me. He's saying he saved my life because they wanted to kill us. He's saying Tyler's gang are going to come after us.
What?
In fact, Oliver tells her that he basically just saved both of them, so now they gotta go. They gotta leave. So they gotta go on the run. It's not safe here.
Oh, no.
Tyler's gang is gonna come after them now. Hurry, we gotta go. They leave the apartment. They drive in her Mercedes. They have no plan. They barely have time to pack anything. She leaves empty-handed. He stuffs a backpack with their passports and about $17,000 in cash.
You're not getting, how you can't, where y'all going with 17 bands? Is that not going to raise red flags at the gate of the plane? What the hell? Why are rich people so stupid? What the fuck?
Other than that, nothing. They drive until they run out of gas. They end up at the general store. They toss everything in that restroom. They leave the Mercedes in the parking lot nearby, like a nearby little side parking lot. And then they take a taxi back to Toronto. From there, they take a train to Montreal, but they're running late. So the taxi driver is like, I'll just take you there to the airport. They pay $400 in cash. Then they board a flight directly to Europe.
What?
First they land in Germany, then they catch a connecting flight to the Czech Republic.
Hey, bro, so he was able to travel with that sack of cash in his knapsack, bro? And they ain't say nothing? Excuse me?
Where they meet up with a guy named Martin. This
Martin?
is what Lucy's saying. She's like, I don't know Martin. Lucy's never met this guy in her life. This is supposedly one of Oliver's European business partners, but that means nothing to her right now. She said she was just so scared out of her mind at this point. She even told her mom and sisters to leave at the house in the middle of the night. Just leave your things, go, go, go. She was terrified that Tyler's gang was going to come after her family and everybody that they love.
She's telling her family to flee?
Yes.
This is triggering.
Because the gang is very dangerous, she said.
What gang is it?
Now, side note, because some reports state that while she's basically a fugitive running from the law in Eastern Europe, her family members are sending her hundreds of thousands of dollars. So they must believe her story. Now, regardless, they spend a few nights in the country before traveling to Slovakia. Oliver's dad picks him up from the airport, and that night she remembers waking up in the middle of the night from frantic calls from her sisters saying, "There's arrest warrants out for you and Oliver." Lucy and Oliver wake up Oliver's dad, who tells them, "You need to leave. This is the first place they will be looking for you. You need to go."
This is like the worst Bonnie and Clyde like story. Like they all on camera bouncing around. It's just like, bro, what?
Lucy does just that. I mean, she's terrified. She said, "I'm just in shock at this point. I never thought I'd be charged with a crime." She keeps asking Oliver what the hell happened because it's just not adding up, but he refuses to respond. He just keeps saying self-defense, it was me or him. They get into Oliver's dad's work truck. Lucy's Chinese. They're in Slovakia. She sticks out like a sore thumb, so she's hiding in the back truck. I mean, they basically have to hide away in an apartment that belongs to Oliver's dad's friend. She said she called her mom right away, and her mom is hysterical, screaming, and Lucy is hysterically crying into the phone. Lucy's mom is demanding Lucy come home right away. They can talk to some lawyers about talking to the police and explain everything that happened. But of course, that's not a plan that Oliver liked. That's what Lucy says. He refused. He did not want to turn himself in. It's not even an option here.
What?
Lucy's mom.
What do you mean you don't want to turn yourself in? If it's self-defense, you should be good, right? Oh, wait, I guess it's not self-defense. Damn it. Like, huh?
They're still in Canada.
Yes.
They did not flee the country.
No. They're like, "You need to come here and you can explain this to the police." The next morning, she wakes up to Oliver speaking to these two guys.
Is this shit edited? Why is his face so... Oh, it is edited. I was about to say, why is his face so smooth? The hell? Why you give us this thing? What? Oh, I think you got pretty good skin, I guess.
Who are they? She's told that they're part of Europol police. European Interpol, basically. And they have cars with diplomatic plates. Were Paul and Milo. She said those were their names. Lucy couldn't understand a single thing they were saying, but Oliver was translating for her. And Oliver is telling her, "You think Tyler being dead means we're safe? No, you don't even know how dangerous this guy is. My dad had to get the European police to get involved. That cost just over $250,000. And we might need to transfer more money. They're trying to save us. They're going to help us not get caught because they understand how corrupt the Canadian justice system is."
What?
So we're going to stay with Paul and Milo in his apartment. Now, on a few conditions. We don't get to have access to our phones. We will get fake passports, which is the only way we can travel now. And we will only be driven around in these military-looking vehicles with diplomatic tags, and they're going to drive us into a safe house in Hungary.
Bro, this is...
And
They
that's
got
where we're
caught?
going to be. This is how they live for the next 2 months.
What?
It's not until May 15th Lucy says she gets her phone back and discovers that the international warrant against them is gone. She doesn't see anything else about it now, which means she can go apply for a Canadian passport.
This girl is fucking... Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we get a reason why she went back to Canada, but dog, oh my goodness. Like, bro. Maybe she didn't know what's going... Like, this is... Oh my gosh, this is giving me a headache. Oh.
So she can go back to Canada. The Canadian authorities, unbeknownst to her, are already waiting in Budapest for her. They've been tracking her through Interpol, and now she's just revealed herself. The two are arrested immediately outside of a church, but they weren't actually going to church. It's like a busy street in Budapest that's known for their wild nightlife, so they were likely going out for the night. And Lucy decides to immediately head back to Canada with authorities. She's like, "My mom can send us a private jet." And they're like, "No, we're going to fly economy." And she's like, "Oh my God, I've never flown economy." She's like, "I only fly first or private," basically, is what she said. Maybe not verbatim, don't sue me, but the gist. Yeah, the gist.
The priorities.
Yeah. So she goes back to Canada with authorities while Oliver decides to stay and tries to fight extradition. This is the story of how Canada's most politically well-connected family's daughter ends up as an international fugitive.
Yo, cuz.
I mean, it's just wild. So one of the more annoying parts of all of this is Lucy states in her whole version, first version, is that she wasn't even supposed to be there that night. She had dinner planned at her mom's house, but she only agreed to go with Oliver to that stupid warehouse because he asked her to drive her that night, and Oliver told her to do this weird thing, very weird thing, and she just went with it, which was to switch SIM cards with a friend of his named Chen. You know, so she kept her device. But if you called Lucy that night, it would ring in her apartment on Chen's phone. And if you called Chen, it would ring on Lucy's phone. Lucy thought it was strange, but she didn't think it was strange enough to question it further.
Bro, you gotta be more aware, dude. Like, bro, like, oh my goodness. So I guess my theory was somewhat correct. We're like not even halfway done, but like, dog, like this dude Oliver is really like, what is Oliver doing?
Or I don't know, not do it at all. So she swaps SIM cards with him, and Oliver fully leaves his phone at the apartment, and they leave. I mean, to be honest, she mainly went with him after their fight because she wanted to make sure that Oliver wasn't going to cheat on her. That's why she ended up at that warehouse. It's kind of an unbelievable story, right?
I'm not gonna lie to you. If like my Luya, you feel me, is leaving their phone somewhere to go somewhere else, I'm not thinking you finna do something legal. I'm the type of person to be like, yeah, you might need your phone everywhere you go because people are dangerous. You know what I'm saying? People are dangerous out here. There's some Olivers out here. You might need your phone, man. And now you leaving your phone at the apartment. Like, what?
Right? Maybe, perhaps. I mean, a few things definitely don't add up with what the police found at the crime scene. A lot of things don't add up at all, and some parts of the story just don't make any sense. It's just nonsensical. But who's going to argue her story? Both victims have been shot. Oliver's not opening up. In fact, he's fighting with every random excuse in the book to not leave Eastern Europe, and it's just Lucy, the credible daughter of a wealthy business tycoon in Canada who has millions of dollars at their disposal to hire the best defense. Who's going to tell them that this story isn't true? Regardless, the truth of the matter is Tyler was shot 6 times. He was murdered. Jordan was shot 3 times. Only one bullet hit her, but it went into her heart.
Oh,
She was supposed to die that day,
she ain't die.
but she didn't.
Oh,
After
she survived. Oh my God, she survived.
spending 3 days in a coma and a bullet taken out of her chest, Jordan wakes up.
Oh shit.
And she's got a lot to say. Mainly that Lucy is a big phony liar.
Oh my gosh, the plot thickens. Oh my gosh.
She states that she remembers everything that happened that night very clearly. 3 days ago, February 28th, 2021.
That's the last day of February. I don't know if it was a leap year, but it was one of them last days, bro.
Jordan remembers showing up to the warehouse with her boyfriend, Tyler. They, Tyler and Jordan, were going to meet with this couple, Oliver and Lucy, where they were going to see if this warehouse was a good fit for a business opportunity, to rent it and use it as a marijuana growing operation. But when they get there, the realtor isn't there and all the doors are locked, which is very annoying. They have to wait for the realtor now in the cold. Tyler and Jordan get into the Range Rover to wait. They turn on the heat. Jordan is in the passenger side. Tyler, her boyfriend, is on the driver's side, turns on the car for her. And then he waves over Lucy and is like, hey, come sit down. It's cold. So Lucy slides into the driver's side.
Okay.
Jordan says Lucy won't even look at her. She's just on her phone. She's texting, but she's acting very nervous. It's like the lack of eye contact is a little bit strange. It's not even like she's distracted or just bored. It's like she can't even look at her. Jordan tries to make some light talk. How's your weekend? Good, fine. What did you do? Nothing, we drank on Thursday. Then Lucy just states, oh my God, you're dressed so pretty and I'm dressed like a bum. Which, you know, now that she says it, it is weird. Jordan is thinking Lucy told them that they have dinner reservations after this warehouse for 4 at this fancy restaurant. So yeah, now that she brings it up, she is severely underdressed for that. But Jordan is polite. She doesn't say anything. Jordan just says, but when she comes into the car, she just can't look at me, which I thought was strange. Eventually, she gets out of the car, and now my car turned off because the driver's side door had closed. So I guess the car thought it was off.
Right.
Or that everybody had left. So she slides. She doesn't exit the car.
Smells
She
like
just
a
slides
setup.
over from the passenger seat to the driver's seat while being inside and turns the car back on. She said that's when she looks up at the side, and at the passenger side window where she had just been sitting, Oliver is standing there, glaring at her, pointing a gun at her.
Bro, y'all acting an ass over some gas? Like, is weed illegal in Canada? No, weed is not illegal in Canada. Okay, it was fully legalized in 2017 to 2018, huh? Okay. So why are y'all acting like this? Y'all acting like this is like cocaine or something. What is going on?
And she said, I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. My mouth was wide open. He's pointing a gun at me. He was shaking and his eyes were bulging. And then he says,
Bro, is he high? Like what? What is...
Get out of here, Joe. But I guess he doesn't give her the chance to do that because the last thing she remembers is gunshots going off.
Bro, what is good with this? Yo, holy... You know, this is somebody I kind of don't want to be running a marijuana business. You think nowadays marijuana can calm you down. That's what the general consensus probably is. Nigga, you shot somebody because of the realtor's not here? Like, you thought he was finna leave and you just upblick? Like, bro, what?
Jordan said she heard Tyler's last words, and Tyler had said, Oliver, what the bro?
I'd say the same thing.
Oliver had shot Tyler. Jordan's first instinct is to put the car in reverse to try and get out of there. But as she's flooring it, she hears multiple gunshots additionally go off. She had been shot.
Damn.
The car slams into the warehouse, reverses. There are clear holes in her memory from the trauma, but she does remember seeing Oliver dragging her out of the car and throwing her onto the cold floor.
What the hell? She's
and they
pregnant.
both drove off. They drove off in the Audi and the Range Rover. That was Jordan and Tyler's car.
Oh.
And then she just remembers crawling on the road on her hands and knees, asking for anyone. Is there anyone to save her?
She's still conscious.
Yes. And she had been shot literally in the chest.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And she says it took an hour. And then finally she just heard a woman and her voice kept saying, hang in there, sweetie, hang in there.
Bro, oh my
That woman
gosh.
was Annette Bright. The woman had been driving down the road with her boyfriend when she saw what looked like a mangled animal on the side of the road with blood. She just kept driving, but something in her told her, just U-turn. If it's an animal, fine. You can call animal control. If it's something else, it just would keep her up at night. So she U-turned, and what do you know? It's not an animal. It's a woman on the road crawling. She parks the car, lunges out. What happened? What's wrong? And she just keeps saying, help me, please. I've been shot. She could see Jordan is getting paler by the second. Annette's boyfriend is already calling 911. The woman on the floor keeps talking, but the only thing Annette could understand is, help me, help me. And then she faded out into a coma that doctors were feeling very pessimistic about, that she would never wake up again.
And she woke up
The
because
worst
she's
part
a
of Jordan's story
survivor.
is that while she was crawling down the long driveway of the warehouse to get help, she could see her Range Rover driving back and forth on the main road with her attempted killers scanning, hunting. So it's
shit.
presumed that they came back and she was gone. Jordan is gone. So they're like, how is she gone? We shot her. How is she not dead? So I think she had crawled into the bushes, and she just remembers seeing them driving around looking for her, practically hunting
Yo,
her.
this is nuts.
She's also
How do you get in this situation? Yo, what the Bro, what, son? How did...
said that she could hear them fighting and arguing. She could hear one of them saying that, no, for sure she's dead. And the other one said, well, we just need to make sure.
Wow.
After about an hour, they leave without finding Jordan. And that is how she's able to get help.
Bro.
Which, who is Jordan? And why would someone even want her dead? Why would someone kill her boyfriend, the father of her unborn child,
Yeah,
Tyler?
like what?
Tyler can make up to $1 million a day, running what seems to be a cocaine empire. I mean,
I thought it was weed. I thought it was gas. I thought it was weed. My bad. Okay. Oh, $1 million a day? Fuck, dude. And that's why you thought the gangs was gonna come at you. I mean, bro, because if they making a milli in 24 hours, I'd be scared too if my partner shot them. This is a crazy type. You know how I be talking about the human experience and how it can like go to different types of things. Like this is something that just like that's insane. Like, you come from this I'd like to see what this family meeting would be about. Whose fault is this? Hey, husband, what do you think? Hey, sisters, what do you think? What the fuck? Bro, if I was the mom, I would be like, hey, I wouldn't even know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. Cause this wouldn't even be fathomable in my brain. How do you get in that situation?
I don't know if empire is the right word, but $1 million a day, that's not a side job. That's corporate monopoly level money. Jordan says Tyler was not a, quote, street level dealer. He would help import cocaine into Canada and sold it to other dealers. So he's at the top of the food chain, if you will.
Damn.
But she says they weren't in as dangerous of a position as the street level dealers because one of them had been killed once, but Tyler doesn't really have enemies. He's just overseeing and profiting and helping smuggle in the cocaine. Side note, a quick disclaimer, Tyler is a murder victim and absolutely nobody should be murdered. I think that much is very clear. But it would be a bit strange for me to not address the fact that his occupation is likely indirectly harming a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's just very tricky. Now, Tyler was trying to get out of this underworld business. He keeps trying funds to create legitimate, hopefully tax-paying businesses, a diamond company called Hard as Diamonds, as well as a wellness weight loss supplement brand called Elite Organic Nutrition. Jordan would say he just wanted out of the cocaine life. We wanted to have a family and be normal and escape that negativity. He just wanted to be a more legitimate businessman, especially since he has 3 children that are growing older, and Jordan, his longtime girlfriend, the one who was shot, is pregnant with his 4th child. She's 14 weeks pregnant.
Fuck, dude?
So a more legitimate business would provide a sense of security for everybody. Now, Tyler and Jordan have a friend who introduced them to a guy named Oliver Knox. This rich kid with rich parents, but his parents are also very powerfully well connected in Europe, was the story that they were told. And he has all these businesses that integrate European contacts with Canadian contacts.
But you tripping out over a warehouse? What are you afraid of?
And this is during the pandemic. So Oliver's new business plan is they know people in Europe who sell hospital gowns, syringes, and face masks, mark up the price by a ton.
Oh,
That's how
Lord.
they describe it, since hospitals need it right now, and it's just printing money in Europe. They're just printing money. They have a factory in Europe that makes it, then they sell it to the European hospitals.
Fool.
And they're looking for investors.
Like medical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tyler and Jordan invest at first $170,000, which is a lot. But eventually, in total, they invest about $500,000. Crazy.
Half a ticket.
Now, Jordan says, we were expecting millions in dollars of profit. After our initial investment, we put in the 170, then another 300 to get more trucks so the money would come in faster. We wanted to roll the money, which looked very feasible. Their share of the profits would be close to $3 million. Now, this is the part that they're struggling with, is bringing that money in from Europe to Canada without raising a bunch of red flags. Because once you bring that kind of money in, first of all, it's difficult to transfer that amount. But secondly, once you bring that into Canada, it's gonna be heavily taxed. And third, once they tax it, they might be like, how'd you get this money? You explain, oh, I invested in this mask business. How much did you invest? $500,000. How did you even get $500,000 when your tax returns show that you don't make any money because they're not making legitimate income?
Damn, bro. What the hell? Damn, God. This is beyond my pay grade, bro. This is crazy, cuz.
It's not an easy transfer. So the day of the shooting, the couple were going to meet Oliver and Lucy at the warehouse, and Oliver had this new business plan, find a warehouse. Lucy would be perfect. Her mom has lots of connections, and they own lots of warehouses, and they have powerful realtors that can get them a good deal. Okay. Then they start a legal marijuana growing operation. And from there, I'm sure that Tyler can get more of his money out. Maybe he'll get more of the profits of that, and Oliver and Lucy will take the European profits because it's easier for them to get the money into Canada. You know, that's why they showed up to this empty, abandoned warehouse in the middle of this industrial street.
But the real question is, why'd they leave the phones? If this is supposed to be legal, why'd they leave the phones? Why'd they leave the phones? Why'd they do a SIM swap? Why are y'all doing this? I thought this was supposed to be legal.
But the problem is, Oliver has no plans to pay the couple back. Let alone give them a share of their profits.
Oh, he don't. See, this is why you greedy motherfucker. Did y'all not see Scarface? Did y'all not watch Scarface? Sosa told him to fly straight. Fly straight. But no, you don't. Why? For what reason? Why are you fucking people over? For what reason? You don't even need to do that. Now look at you. Jail.
In fact, Oliver Knox is not Oliver Knox. His name is Oliver Carafa, and he's already killed someone before.
What?
What?
Oliver tells lots of lies. The first about being
Oh gosh, this music. What the yo?
the mask business. It's unclear whether or not Oliver himself is in the mask business or if the entire thing is also a lie. But one thing is for sure, he's not giving Tyler his money back. He starts making up all these excuses on why they can't get the money back. And every question Tyler has, there's a long-winded explanation, long-winded excuse. Even the meetup at the warehouse, not real. To lure Tyler and Jordan out, where Oliver shoots them both and goes on the run with his wife, Lucy. They flee the scene within 48 hours there in Europe on the run as international fugitives.
Who do people think they be? Like people really think they could get away with something like this? Like I don't understand why people would do this. Like I don't get it. Like you don't think you would get caught? This ain't like the 70s where people can just get away with murders and stuff like this. Let alone people who have done murderous things probably get found out 10 plus years later. Why do people bro, yo, what? Oh my gosh.
They are not located for 3 months. When Lucy finally comes back home, Oliver does not. Yeah. When they're both arrested in Hungary, Lucy comes back immediately. She does have to fly commercial, but nevertheless, she comes back to Canada. Oliver does something fascinating. He files a petition with the courts in Hungary stating that if he goes back to Canada, because the Toronto police are so corrupt, there will be no way he will get a fair trial. They would do something shady. He argues to Hungary. His life is on the line. Oliver Carafa has no plans on going back. He even hires PIs to look into Tyler Pratt to show the Hungarians, hey, look, there's a lot of drug dealing going on in Canada, and they're going to kill me. The gangs are going to kill me in the prison. You don't know the prisons in Canada. Yeah, he says, because of his extensive criminal connections and his associates want to avenge his death, my life is in danger. He alleges he will never get a fair trial. Hungarian authorities relay back. Criminal relationships are not bound by national borders, which means that the accused would not be safe in practically any country in the world. The court therefore establishes correctly and lawfully that the conditions of the extradition have been met and orders the arrest for surrender of the accused. AKA, he's gonna get extradited. But then he tries to stop that, and he's like, Slovakia, my home country, can you please try and help me? But that doesn't work either.
No.
8 months later, he's sitting economy with Canadian officials. It's likely that his whole plan to stay in Europe was not because he truly believed the Canadian justice system is corrupt. I mean, how could he? He got 5 years for killing someone before. We're going to get there. But allegedly, it's been said that he believes Hungary would have been an easier place to bribe corrupt officials.
Ain't Andrew Tate say something like that about Romania?
In Canada is harder. Lucy did not care. She did not like the prisons there. Her mom does a press release when she's back to Canada, and her press release is the family is shocked, disturbed, and puzzled by Lucy's involvement in the tragic incident. They state that they are sure that Lucy would not be involved in such an incident voluntarily and would not do such a ridiculous thing. They say, we can hardly imagine the shock and anxiety Lucy experienced after the incident. They beg Lucy to cooperate with the authorities. Which, yes.
So Oliver killed Tyler because of money?
Yes.
Yes.
But Lucy is rich?
Yes.
That's also her defense. So now we're trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Is she involved? Is she not involved? Right? Now, side note, Lucy talks about her time in a Hungarian prison while waiting to be extradited. She said every single day she was only given 5 slices of bread and 5 cigarettes. No other food.
Oh, okay.
She said everything costs money there, even sanitary products, and she didn't have money to be put into her account. Now, I don't know how Canadian jails compare, but she's not someone that's going to withstand any sort of prison because she does make Canadian bail somehow. The bail conditions are probably the most rigorous I've seen. The conditions are this. Lucy will be allowed on bail for $2.7 million. Her bail is paid out $2 million by her mom, $200,000 by her friend, and another $500,000 by another second friend. Now, I thought that was weird because, first of all, that is very crazy for a friend to put up that kind of money. Now, another thing is, why wouldn't her mom just pay it all if they're so wealthy? There's a reason, because under the rigorous bail agreement, Lucy has to be under watch 24/7 by whoever has participated in putting up her bail. They practically become her guardians. If she has to go to the doctor's appointment, it has to be with one of her 3 guardians. She cannot have friends over, but she can have her 3 guardians over.
Wow.
She cannot go to social engagements, but she can stay with her guardians 24/7 and hang out with them. So it's likely her mom didn't want to babysit her the whole time and Lucy wants to be with her friends. One of them even moved into the family home to, quote, watch over Lucy. In addition to those rules, Lucy has to wear a GPS tracker at all times. She cannot have any visitors in the house other than immediate family. She can leave her house for exercise with her ankle monitor on, but she can only go within a 1-mile radius of the house at all times, and only for up to an hour per day. The only time she can go further from a mile is when she has a court-approved medical appointment or to see her attorneys. That is it. She cannot even use the cell phone. She cannot use the internet without supervision from one of her guardians.
Damn.
And lastly, she cannot apply for a new passport, which honestly doesn't sound so bad when you're quarantining in your parents' likely multi-million-dollar estate with your 2 besties, but she still breaks bail because before the trial starts, it stated that she went to a party. She was rearrested.
All right, bro. She might just not be the smartest or the sharpest tool in the shed. She might bro. What the fuck? I ain't got no words.
And then re-released on bail again. But
With her ankle monitor, she went to a party?
Yeah.
Wow.
The trial is going to be a joint trial with both Oliver and Lucy on trial for murder and attempted murder. And so there's 3 arguments, one from Lucy and her team, one from Oliver, and one from the prosecutors in Jordan. Now, Lucy gets a high-profile defense attorney. The Oliver's defense attorney, he's a really good defense attorney, allegedly, for getting drug dealers off, but not for murder. So it seems like he's way less high-profile. And Lucy's family did not pay for his attorney.
Duh.
Or anything. So there's a lot of speculations by netizens that if they had the same attorney and had they stuck with the same story, they might have gotten less time.
Wow.
Yeah, so you got the 3 stories from the prosecutor in Jordan and then the 2 other lovebirds that are no longer lovebirds, it seems. Now, Lucy's story changes multiple times, which is not the best look. The first time she shares her version of events, she states that a random stranger, a third party, showed up and shot the couple. It was crazy. It was probably one of Tyler's enemies. Then she later changes the story to say that, no, you're right. Oliver was the shooter.
You're
but I had no
right.
idea that it was going to happen. I thought he ran Tyler over. It was crazy. And then she says that she was forced to write the initial confession that an unknown man had shot the couple by Oliver, by her husband. He was like, you better write this. She states about her husband, his business wasn't going as planned. He decided it would be best to kill Jordan and Tyler before they found out and tried to kill him or someone he loved instead. Sort of like a pre-planned self-defense that she had no idea about, which also just pre-planned self-defense is the most unhinged defense.
Pre-planned self-defense. I ain't never heard nothing like that before. She just pulling anything out her ass. That's crazy.
Oh no. She said by that point, he had told her all of that. She didn't even know that Tyler had invested in Oliver's PPE mask business. She said she knew nothing about Tyler and Jordan. In fact, she would never want to do business with them because they're not, quote, presentable people.
What does
she
that
claims
mean?
Tyler is very, very terrifying. He was not happy that he's not getting his money back. She said Tyler was violent with Oliver, punching and abusing him. He would allegedly threaten him. If you want to turn me into the police, I have friends in the police. Before I even get booked within 48 hours, I'll have the Somalians kill everyone you love.
Huh? Oh, Canada. Oh. I was going to say, wait, what? Why? That was a random... Why?
During the initial interrogation, she's asked, so right off the bat, you're not impressed by Tyler.
Right off the bat, say do not associate with these people because they're not good for our social image, and because she's a known Hamilton stripper, and Tyler is known in Vancouver as like a scary gang member, according to some mutual friends that I knew.
This is during interrogation?
Yes. Furthermore, she
couldn't listen
states
to
that
her
Tyler had this big business idea that he was trying to rope them into, which they would bring girls in from the Czech Republic to Toronto and Vancouver to get into the escorting business, which, for lack of a better words, she believes sounds precisely like human trafficking. Now, we don't know if this conversation even ever...
Bro, it just gets worse and worse and worse, gang. Oh my gosh. What the hell? Why am I doing the same thing she's doing?
took place, but that is her claim. She said that she would even get into fights with Oliver about how much she doesn't like this couple. She said, I really didn't want Oliver to be associated with them. He knew my opinion and started not telling me when he was going to meet with them. He would downplay their communications.
Bro,
she further alleges that Tyler and Jordan have ties to the Wolf Pack, which is a big gang in the area.
Oh.
And when everything went down, she felt like it was an I told you so moment. She testifies later during the trial. Tyler is very, very scary and very aggressive. He scared me. He's a very big man and very scary.
I'm so sorry. What is that I told you so moment? The murder?
Yeah, like telling Oliver I told you not to interact with these types of people.
Oh, wow. Thank you for the heads up. I appreciate it. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Like, this will happen. If you keep, like, yeah, murder is going to happen.
It's just
What?
her energy throughout all of this is on par with someone maybe getting into an argument
She's
with
so
people.
detached from the real world. Isn't
Yes.
it? It feels like maybe she growing up, she has never faced any consequences.
Yeah.
Probably.
So her attitude is literally this lighthearted.
And I think the way she speaks about all these things that happened, it's almost this very firm, I don't know where it comes from, belief that everyone's just going to believe her and be on her side. Like everyone's on her side. I told them, don't you agree? It's kind of that attitude is the vibe. And the prosecutors are not on her side. They asked her on the stand, you've been telling us how dangerous you thought it was being around Tyler and his gang connections, his drug dealing. But given that fear, you invited him into your family home?
Oh.
Well, it's not as high risk as being seen with them in public. She thought seeing Tyler and Jordan was worth the risk if the business would turn out well for Oliver. But now in hindsight, she says, quote, I guess I made a mistake.
Yeah,
The prosecutors ask her, 3 days before the murder of Tyler Pratt and attempted murder of Jordan Romano, you were part of a plan to kill them, weren't you? No, I was not. What you are saying is ridiculous. It's hard to imagine doing something more despicable to a pregnant woman, correct? Correct. You lied to her face, correct? Correct. The prosecutors tell her, the only pattern that has emerged is your ability to lie and deceive and be dishonest. This was a carefully planned murder. Not correct. She states, these people were dangerous. They were trying to kill us or something like that. I agree that there was a murder plan, but I don't agree that I was part of this plan. You don't have a moral compass. Incorrect. I think my moral compass is not right, but I'm not okay with breaking the law and committing crimes. And most importantly, I would never be okay with a plan to commit murder. Her attorney argues the motive for the murder at the end was money, but her attorney argues Lucy did not need money. She comes from a rich family. This is Oliver's problem. This is not Lucy's issue, which is just another way to say your client is broke and mine is not. But does it actually prove anything? She also states about the PPE business, the mask making factory in Europe during the interrogation. I have no idea about any of that because Oliver and my relationship, he deals with the finances and the business, and he doesn't really... I mean, he tells me the gist of things, but he never really tells me the figures, what he's doing. And it's always been like that since me and Oliver's been dating. We've been together almost 3 years, but we knew each other since high school. She also argues that she does not have the best relationship with Oliver. Honestly, it was toxic. She says,
What?
I mean, I was practically his chauffeur.
How long they been married?
At this point, about a year. A year and some change. The way they got married... way they get married. Okay, so 2020, the pandemic hits. 2 months after everyone, the whole world goes into lockdown. Eastern Europe is in lockdown. They're like, you know what? I don't like being at home. Let's go to Europe and have some fun. So they're trying to fly into Europe, and Europe is like, no, we are not accepting anyone who does not have a reason to be in Europe. However, Oliver can go because he's a dual citizen. He's Slovakian and
so they
Canadian
got
citizenship,
married.
right? But Lucy is just Canadian citizenship. So they say, I mean, the only way that you'd be able to get into Europe right now is if you guys were married. Then because he can go, he can bring his wife, obviously. So in the airport, they apply for a marriage license. They get a with an officiant, get married so they can board their flight to a fun European trip while everybody else is fighting for their lives and people are dying.
Cause what?
That is
insane.
wild.
That's crazy.
Lucy is also asked why she wore a blonde wig on the way to commit murder. I mean, this was very clearly an attempt to conceal her identity in the elevator to throw investigators off because she swapped her SIM card to make the SIM card look like she was at home.
Right.
Then the elevator footage does not show Lucy going down to the parking lot. It shows a blonde woman going down to the parking lot. So she could argue, what do you mean? You don't see me leaving the apartment. My phone records are in the apartment. I was in the apartment the whole time. That's what the prosecution's arguing. And Lucy is like, that is ridiculous. The truth is, the wig was from a brand deal that she got on Instagram. So this company sent her a blonde wig and she would wear it while she had intimate relations with Oliver at times. But she got into this huge fight with Oliver the day of the shooting, because she felt like Oliver was always cheating on her. And when she had seen it out and about, not tucked away, not packed, when she saw it out and about, she just assumed that he was going to bring this wig to go cheat on her and have another woman wear the wig because he's got like a fetish for these wigs. Is what she's claiming. So she's like whipping the wig around, asking him what the hell, but he argues with her like she's always crazy. You're always making up stuff. She loses it, completely loses her marbles, throws on the blonde wig.
I don't like this relation. I don't like this story. I don't like nothing about this. Bro, my brain hurts. My brain hurts.
She's like, yeah, you like blondes? I don't know.
Bro,
Okay, but
what?
she puts it on, so I'm assuming that's what she's claiming her energy is, and leaves. Kind of like, oh yeah? How's this?
Is she
I don't
leaving
know.
by herself?
Yeah, Oliver takes the stairs down 35 flights, 34 flights.
How did she explain his behavior walking 34 flight?
She said, I don't know, he's weird.
What?
Everything is like, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know anything about him. He's weird.
So when she's walking into the elevator, you saw the footage,
Yes.
right? Like, was she hiding? Can you see her face? Or
You
was it-
cannot see her face. She's wearing the blonde wig. She has a hood pulled over her head. She's on her phone and it's just weird.
like she's like hiding her face, right?
Yes, and I imagine if I were ever in this bizarre, likely untrue situation where we got into a fight and I wore a blonde wig into the elevator, I would snatch it right off when I got in there because I'm angry. I'm like huffing and puffing,
Yeah.
but she's just like, her body is tight, her arms are close to her chest,
Yeah.
and she's just standing there in the corner looking down.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
She said that she was expecting him to chase her into the elevator, but he did not. That's the story that she's trying to sell.
But he
Yeah.
took the flight.
I mean,
You know
later
what?
she changes the story and she's like, okay, fine. I put on the blonde wig because Oliver told me to do. And I just did what he told me to do. Yeah.
And you're saying all of this is under the guidance of the famous attorney?
Yes. So there is an allegation or rumors out there by netizens that sometimes rich clients are the worst. Because they never listen to you. They think they're smarter than you. She should have just not said anything.
Surprise, surprise.
I see.
Yeah.
Likely.
Yeah, listen to you.
I have a feeling she wasn't listening to her attorney's advice.
Yeah, because she was asking, like, who should I trust?
Yes. And then
My
even
attorney.
The whole killer is like, bro, the what's the name? The interrogator's literally sitting there drinking water, just hearing her talk, like, or just like people in the courtroom just listening to this. It's like, wow. Case closed. Let's just keep listening to this, and it could be something we could tell other people after we get from court as a story, you know?
He told me not to talk to you, but I'm here telling you what they told me not to say.
and she just she would always like stop herself and then be asked a question and then she would kind of talk and then stop herself. Yeah.
This is crazy.
Even all the different houses they stayed in Europe, in Eastern Europe, she said she thought that these were all police who were helping hide them because, I mean, it's like she's on some sort of crime thriller series getting moved around from safe house to safe house in a global network of safe houses to shield her from, I don't know what. It's a very odd story that she's selling. And Lucy does try to make up for all of it by stating, yeah, maybe I'm just dumb. Yeah. Her attorney continues, Lucy is one of the many victims in this case, betrayed by her husband, Oliver. Oliver is the type of guy that takes her to a murder, takes his wife to a murder he knew obviously he was going to commit. Lucy finally developed a bit of a backbone after spending years being Oliver's doormat. Oliver has had far too many victims in his life, including among the many victims is Lucy. I ask you not to let him take one more down. Oliver's attorney has a different strategy. While Lucy can blame everything on Oliver since he was the one that pulled the trigger, Oliver's defense has to be a bit more creative. They say, we do not dispute in any way that he pulled the trigger on the gun that shot Tyler Pratt and Jordan Romano, aka he did shoot them. He killed Tyler, but the defense attorney argues this is not first-degree murder. What Oliver did should be considered second-degree murder. He just wanted to, quote, tame a violent, angry, volatile, muscular, international drug dealer.
What about the
he
pregnant
argued that
girlfriend?
Tyler had threatened to break his legs if he didn't get his money back and more ASAP. And their whole defense relies on the fact that Tyler is this big, scary guy and Oliver was too dumb and too scared, so he killed him. They say the shooting is so poorly orchestrated, it doesn't meet the threshold for first-degree murder.
What about the pregnant wife that you shot? The pregnant woman. I'm pretty sure she was not as scary as Big Bad Tyler. Also, she was in a car and you dragged her out the car. What, were you afraid of her or something? Like, what?
The defense attorney basically states, riddle me this. If what seems at first glance to be a plan so badly thought out that it falls apart because so many obvious things were not considered, that indicates there was no plan to begin with. The attorney argues that one of Tyler's close acquaintances had recently been gunned down in Vancouver. They also state that Jordan and Tyler had gotten into an explosive fight 5 months into their relationship, where the attorney alleges that Jordan allegedly told others that Tyler had physically harmed her. So they're just trying to paint the victims in this horrible light the whole time.
Wow,
they say, and Jordan even said, Oliver told her, get out of here, Joe, moments before shooting her. So clearly he didn't want to shoot her. Just these attorneys are doing weird stuff. And why? Instead of killing them right away, why would they wait 30 minutes? Why would they spend 30 minutes with them at the warehouse before the shooting? His attorney states about his wife and her defense team. You know, throughout this trial, Lucy and her team have attempted to do everything they can to demonize Oliver in your eyes, to make you hate him. It has been relentless. To which Lucy's attorneys have stated, yeah, he does not need any help in that department. All of his attorneys asked Lucy why she didn't just tell this version of events when she had that interrogation with the authorities.
She forgot.
And they say, here's why you didn't, Lucy. You wanted some time to make up a story. It's taken you 3 years to make up a story. Because the trial happened 3 years later. But if it is true, let's entertain the idea that Lucy's newest version of events is true. Oliver's defense wonders, why would she stay with Oliver in Europe throughout all of this then? The state argues there's no way you can look at this and see something other than a more planned murder. The plan isn't smart. No one said you have to be a smart killer, but you are a killer at the end of the day. This is an outright execution. They swapped SIM cards. They wore a wig. They took the stairs to make it seem like they never left their apartment. They actually purchased a new car. The Audi Q5 was purchased a week before, and they didn't change the license plates. So when they found the Audi Q5 later, the authorities, it got traced back to the original owner. And they were like, you are doing something suspicious. And she's like, well, no, I just sold the car. Then they tried to sell the Audi, but they didn't, along with the Range Rover. And once they realized that Jordan is still alive, they fled the country. Just to add to their cruelty, they state that Lucy and Oliver stole $20,000 in cash after killing them as well. So from the crime scene, they took $20,000 from Tyler's car. Additionally, it's very clear that Tyler wanted his money back, but not in an aggressive way. They state that Tyler was having cash flow problems because a cocaine shipment was seized at the border.
Oh,
so
wow.
Lucy had to write them a $1 million check from her mom's account and said she's so rich, she won't even notice the money is gone. But they had no plans of getting that check cashed.
Who has no plan?
Lucy and Oliver is what the prosecution's arguing. Like, they have no plans. Like, they're not going to let Tyler and Jordan even have the chance to cash that check because they're going to kill them. It's just to buy a tiny bit of time.
I see. Okay, got it.
So they're like, okay, fine. Like, all that money that you invested is tied up in Europe, so here's $1 million. Yeah.
What?
The Crown says, honestly, Lucy is a big freaking liar. They tried to go through every single thing she lies about, but it's a lot. So, for example, at one point said she had no clue her SIM card had even been swapped. Unbeknownst to her, she just took her phone and left the house.
She's just lying and lying and lying and lying.
Turns out her SIM card had been swapped.
Bro.
Yeah. But then they found text messages between Oliver and Lucy a few days before the murder, and they're texting about Chin. Oliver texts him, Chin said he can lend me his son, which sounds like an autocorrect for Sim. And that was 3 full days before the murder, to which Lucy argues it's an inside joke. Son is a nickname that they have for another friend who was supposed to drive him to the meeting that day.
Bro, shut up.
Which the prosecutors tell the jury is, quote, an elaborate story that's quite ridiculous. You don't have to be the world's greatest detective to figure this out. 2 days before the shooting, there are messages between Oliver and Lucy where Oliver says, I hope those R words have money.
Oh.
They find it chilling that the day of the murder, the two of them are seen in the apartment elevator together, acting like nothing's gonna happen. They're like playfully pinching each other's cheeks. One big evidence of premeditation is Oliver tries to sell the Audi and Jordan's Range Rover weeks before killing them. Like, imagine trying to sell a random acquaintance's car.
What? How
without their permission.
How? You can't do that. What?
Yeah.
You're done.
You're done.
Like, what would be the
You're done.
reason for that? The prosecutors argue, what other possible reason could you have on planning to sell Jordan's luxury Range Rover that she had no intention of getting rid of unless you believe she wasn't going to be around to have a say?
Bro, now y'all just playing. Y'all playing now. Like, you're done. You're donezo. Done-a-rooney. You're done. Go to jail. Do not pass go.
I mean, that also just shows they're genuinely
just
not smart.
Like
they planned the killing and they're genuinely that dumb.
Yeah, because their defense is like, no, they're so dumb. There's no way they planned it like this. But it's, no, I think they're so dumb that they did plan it like this.
Bro, this is killing me. They tried to sell the car before they did this. Like, I'm not laughing at like the people that got shot, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, y'all are stupid. Y'all go try to sell a car of someone who not even finna get rid of the car. You can't even sell the car for real without the title. First, bro, how do you even do that? People just be thinking of things and just to see if it's possible to happen. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just evil. Like, they're dumb and evil.
Dumb and evil.
And that's a very scary combination. Lucy testifies during the
Stop
trial
showing pictures
that
of
the
her,
prosecutors
please.
had stated she planned and deliberated what would have been a double murder. And she responds, I mean, that's ridiculous.
I'm just trying to understand what's the family meeting gonna be like? Whose fault? Bro, if I was the mom, I would faint and go into a coma myself. Why is my daughter like this?
Because I would never kill anybody. I would never be part of a plan to
what?
kill anybody. I would never be okay with a plan to kill anybody. If I had known, I would have put a stop to it. I married a man who shot not just a woman, but a pregnant woman as well as another guy. And I missed so many red flags, and I continue to be in love with him, and I really feel like an idiot right now. She states throughout the trial that she was on the other side of the warehouse when it happened, and she didn't know anyone had been shot. Yeah, except Jordan testifies.
Girl.
No, she wasn't. She was standing right there in front of the car when the shooting happened. I'm in the driver's seat. I couldn't talk. I couldn't move. And Oliver is staring at me. The prosecutors ask Lucy about this. And they say, what Jordan said is the truth. And you know it's the truth, don't you? No, I don't.
What?
Furthermore, a detail that prosecutors find interesting is a week prior to the crime, the couple purchased that Audi, right? And that was using Lucy's money. She purchases the Audi for Oliver, But get this, Oliver does not have a license. So why would she buy him a random Audi conveniently a week before the crime when he's not allowed to drive?
Oh, I got a headache. It just gets worse and worse and worse.
He doesn't have a license. It doesn't make any sense. Side note, he can't drive because a while back when Oliver was 19 years old, he was drunk driving, and this personal trainer of his named David Chang was in the passenger side. He was going double the speed limit, crashed the car,
Oh
and
my-
David Chang died.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So he was sentenced to 5 years for reckless DUI that ended in manslaughter.
That's like the case we just talked about.
Yeah, and he got 15 years of not being able to drive and 5 years in prison, which is absolutely nothing.
Wow.
So he can't drive. Why would she purchase an Audi for him? If they have no plans to murder anyone, what would be the reason of purchasing an Audi? She already has a Mercedes. It doesn't make sense. Lucy argues that Oliver told her it was for his flipping car business where he buys cars and ships them to sell in Europe, and she said that he promised to pay her back for it. The prosecutor says Lucy presents as someone with a carefully crafted script, willing to say or make up just about anything to distance herself from every aspect of this plan.
Don't really seem very crafted. She changed her story 4 times. It seems like crafted. More like corrected. You're not even correcting it. You just sound nuts.
Not only was she aware of the plan, she was part of the plan. She was an active participant. The prosecutors state, it is because of Jordan's strength and her courage that you can see the real Lucy and Oliver past all the lies. Perhaps without her surviving, they would have gotten away with it.
That's true.
But she did survive. Jordan states she was in a coma for 3 days. She lost her baby. She has severe nerve damage everywhere. The recovery lasted months of excruciating physical pain where she
Bro.
couldn't even move without someone helping her. Anytime she wanted to sneeze or cough, because it was in her chest. This is dangerous. She can't just sneeze and cough like a normal person. Her mom has to hold a pillow down to hold her body in place.
Fuck.
She had fake bones implanted into her chest. She has scars all over her breasts and her stomach. She had to relearn how to walk and even stand. She says,
Damn.
I live every day with anxiety and PTSD. I was so angry. I think the worst part was mourning him. She said she and Tyler were like one person. That's how close they were. And she lost him. She was angry. She says, to hear he suffered in the most gruesome manner makes me shake to my core.
Damn,
She
bro.
said, yes, he was in the cocaine business, but he wanted out and he's kind. He has an even temper. He was down to earth. He always put his children first. But even then, she said the first day of trial, she was terrified to be in the courtroom with the couple. The last time she saw them, they were hunting her down in the Range Rover. Jordan states, I mean, it's
You a
crystal
survivor,
clear. Lucy was
survivor,
involved.
Jordan.
She states, and I really liked Oliver. He was always so nice and caring. Tyler loved Oliver. It was a great friendship. He adored him. We considered them really good friends, and that's really embarrassing. It was all fake. It does seem like Lucy is involved.
I mean,
but I think
yeah.
most netizens are confused on why,
Yeah.
right? I don't know if this matters, but this was an interesting comment that was posted by God knows who, so take this as serious.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Before she says what it is, I feel like she probably thought that this was just fun, that she could just do this. She probably thought this was fun. She thought she wouldn't get in trouble, and she just seen this. She thinks this is an attractive guy on this type of timing. Like this is some type of fast life that you think you can get away with, and you still got the safety net in your mom and all these other things. So it's like the risk is worth the reward, and it's just like or she's just doing this for the plot because she's bored or something. I don't know. Like this don't. I don't.
Seriously as you would take a hedgehog with a fedora on. This could be
Girl, what?
made up out of thin air, pulled out of someone's grass. One comment claims that they personally know Lucy, which anyone can post this on the internet without knowing Lucy. But they write, I knew Lucy for a few years, right before she got with Oliver again. She's rebellious, and these things totally get her excited. She's always had money, but she wanted trouble. It was never about money. She did it because it made her feel good. That's why I distanced myself from her. Lucy's sisters are normal, but she's like a different breed, and has always been. I totally believe she planned this with Oliver. There was another internet rumor that Lucy allegedly, unconfirmed, whispers in the air, could be made up by anybody, but it stated that she would do this thing where she probably had lots of wealthy friends, right? And she would steal their expensive designer goods, but not to use it. She would steal it and then immediately trash it, allegedly.
She just doing.
Which is so weird. I don't know
Wait, what?
if this is true. Would it be
What?
for the thrill? Would it be for
Why?
the power of it?
What the hell?
I don't know. Again,
Word.
not proven to be true at all. But if it were, I think that's the only insight I could have
what?
maybe been able to put together. And again, it might not even be true, right? Because I don't know why she would be
What?
involved.
Why? What?
Now, side note, it does seem like Lucy's character is confusing. Her morality is all over the place. Her attorney just attacks Jordan the entire time. He states Jordan is not a trustworthy witness in court because, well, she has questionable morals. Sir, he essentially goes on to state that with the mask factory that they invested in Europe with Oliver, their whole business model is to price gouge hospitals during the pandemic while people are dying so that they can make a profit. So he's like, do you really trust someone who just cares about money like that?
Your client is.
The defense attorney also asks, does that make her a good person? Then he states to Jordan, you let a fairly big drug dealer fly under the radar. That makes you part of the problem. Don't you see that? Jordan would later state, we wanted to have a family and leave that negative stuff behind. Then they tried to discredit Jordan's version of events, stating that while she's truthful, she's unreliable because of the trauma that she faced. Which,
Bro, these
yeah,
people
but because of who
suck.
did she have to face that trauma is the question here.
Yeah, like what?
kind of question is that? Oliver's defense states, despite being there, Jordan cannot describe how Oliver shot Tyler, yet she clearly remembers Oliver telling her to get out of here, Joe. Lucy's attorney states, Jordan has a moral compass so far off it should concern the jury.
Slum, I'm not gonna lie. Like, bro, if it's two people doing messed up things, and we're in a situation where we are talking about the messed up thing that one person did, bringing up or trying to, first off, y'all were trying to discredit Tyler, the victim at the moment, as someone who's a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, we know your game. You're trying to make them seem like bad people. But at the end of the day, we are here because your boyfriend killed her husband, boyfriend, partner, and shot her in the chest while she was pregnant. She lost the baby and all these things. We're here for that. I'm not worried about that stuff at the moment because it's literally like saying, like, that's literally the type of thing that they say when someone kills a black person and they're unarmed. These are the same type of things. Like, oh, he was a bad person. He was slanging them drugs. So how about we worry about that later instead of trying to smear their name? You're trying to smear their name because you killed them. So meaning that would probably still fly under the radar if you didn't kill them. The reason why you're saying this is because you like, I don't know, like, what is, I'm trying, like, this little shifting blame and stuff, like, bro, you killed them. You're in trial for killing them. And your defense is, well, they were a bad person, so hey, man, they was a bad person. You planned on killing them and you fled and you literally were scoping back and forth. You out here writing $1 million checks, stealing 20 bands, still in the car, trying to sell the car before you even did this. But like, come on, cuz. Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm not saying like I'm for drug dealers and stuff like that. We're gonna worry about that in a second. First, we're gonna get down to this right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. Like, what the fuck, bro?
They keep bringing up the fact that
You shot a pregnant woman in the heart. I'm like, what?
Jordan claims to be a good person, but she was living in luxury off of the cocaine money and how she used to be a dancer, which I don't know, sir, with all due respect. What about your client? What's going on there? I don't think we can have a morality competition with anyone
like,
here.
bro, like what?
The state argues Jordan has been an open book and a consistent witness. She may have helped Tyler live off grid and benefited from his work, but no matter what you think of her lifestyle, it does not diminish her credibility. Jordan states, throughout this trial, the legal teams have made Tyler out to be a scary monster, but you guys are the monsters. Side note, it's said that during the whole trial, Lucy would look over her shoulder and smirk at Jordan the whole time.
Hey, bro, what
Yeah.
oh, gosh.
I don't know if that's true, but it's
Do you know if the mom and the family was there, present?
yes, but they never went up onto the stand. The mom showed up in a fur coat and designer bags.
Hey, Frank Lucas?
Wow.
Why?
She does look kind of scary.
Okay.
I don't know. If
What?
Insang Korean first impression, she looks intense. Yeah. Everybody's family showed up. Yeah. Tyler's family, Jordan's family, everybody was there. The jury takes less than an hour.
Would y'all show up if your kid did something like that? I'd show up just to see what's going on because I did not teach you to do that. I did not teach you to do that. It would hurt. It would definitely hurt that like I made this person that did that, but like I don't know. Like what would y'all do?
Hour to deliberate. They were found guilty. People actually started cheering in the courtroom when the verdict was read. I think nobody likes entitled, spoiled people slut-shaming and shaming others when they're literally on trial for murder.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is frustrating. In Canada, a murder verdict is automatic life in prison with 25 years served before parole eligibility. And Canada is actually pretty good about releasing people
What does that
on
mean?
parole. So it doesn't seem like they're going to be there for life. The judge looked at the two defendants and said, it was an outright execution. It is difficult to imagine a more calculated and planned murder than what was
Yeah.
conducted.
Do we know Lucy's reaction in that moment, or?
She just looked kind of stoic-faced and a little upset. The best part was when Lucy was being dragged back in by the authorities because she's going to prison, Jordan said, "Bye, Lucy."
I do that too.
And Jordan says because of how intense her trauma is, she is terrified of cars and loud noises.
No.
She said she was driving one time and she felt this insane PTSD anxiety where she felt like Oliver and Lucy were driving, chasing her, and she got into a car accident. For the first year of recovery, the only way
Holy
she could fall
shit.
asleep was to drink alcohol.
Oh no.
And she looked at the couple when she gave her victim impact statement and she said, the honest to God truth is, I'm not angry at both of you, nor do I want to avenge you, which would be a normal thought for a woman who has had a child and boyfriend taken from her, as well as a lifetime of PTSD and anxiety. You have both inflicted on me. What I actually feel is sorry for you. I feel sorry that you threw away your lives for a lousy $470,000. It's pathetic. I remember exactly what you did to me, how you preyed on me and Tyler for weeks. My scars are a daily reminder that I survived what was meant to destroy me. My hope is that your lives will be nothing but a cold jail cell with the same jail food, and the worst part of all will be you alone with your own ugly thoughts. You will have to face your own evil self every day. But my life doesn't end here. It's just getting started. Yeah.
Hey, that's a
During the
speech
trial,
right there.
forensic pathologists stated that Tyler did not quickly pass. They say his wounds would have taken anywhere between 2 minutes to 2 hours.
Fuck, dude.
The judge stated he was left wounded and was alive possibly for up to a few hours after being shot, with no aid, no assistance being called on by the two offenders. Tyler's mom has stated, we've gone through a devastating time. We've lost a grandbaby through it, as well as our son. Tyler was a phenomenal father and a talented entrepreneur and someone who is continuously driven for excellence, just very hardworking. They said it was hard to listen to him being labeled as this dangerous criminal when he can't even be here to defend himself. For the past 3 years, Tyler's dad has been trying to get justice, and he's been wearing his son's shoes every day for 3 years. And now that the verdict has been reached, he says that he will put the shoes back in the box because it was the closure he needed.
Damn.
And
cuz.
Lucy and Oliver are now appealing their convictions. And Jordan is suing Lucy in civil court as well as Oliver.
Damn, double. Oh,
That
my
is
gosh.
where the case is right now.
Oh,
What are your thoughts? I mean, why do you think Lucy was even part of this?
she probably
It
thought this
doesn't
shit was
make
fun.
sense.
I'm gonna be honest.
I just don't understand the psyche behind it.
Nah, it makes sense to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. It makes sense to me. But I'm gonna let you finish your thing.
It doesn't even seem like her mom was going to cut her off. I think her mom has a lot of pressure that she puts on her children, but I think the children play the part well. I think Lucy played the part well, and I think as long as she kept playing the part, I don't think her mom had any plans to cut her off. Because I don't think that would have even looked good for the family, which it seems like her mom cares a lot about. I mean, I don't know them personally, but just from the few interviews I've watched of her. It's just weird. What are your thoughts? Why would she get involved?
Because
Let me know in the comments, and stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. What I think is she probably thought that this stuff was not finna come back to her, and she thought she was having fun with it, and thought this was like a video game or something. I don't know. She probably, like, that's what I feel like it is. And she just had everything handed to her. All she had to do was play the part. So she played this part, thought she was gonna get something from it, and she did. She got years in jail and stuff like that. That's what I think. Oliver, he's a shitty guy. Not gonna lie to you. Just a shit box. That's what I think, to be honest. Because one, you tripping out like I don't no, look, we ain't even finna talk about him. Tyler, bro, you rest in peace. Tyler, I honestly don't know to what extent he was on this type of timing. So I'm not even gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna look into it anymore. But it's like, dog, fuck, bro. And for Jordan, I'm sorry. Like real spill. I'm sorry. Like this is like so messed up. Like, you did not deserve to get shot in the chest and then taunted like that, and then losing your kid, and then just learning all this. Like, no, like you ain't deserve that, yo. You didn't. You really didn't. But you did get a pretty you did get a pretty speechy speech off in court, though. You know what I'm saying? So from this information, I'll say shout out to you for surviving. You are a survivor. And it's just, this is just a messed up situation. Like, for real, bro. Damn. Like, damn. These are the type of stories that just make you be like, damn. Like, really? Really? But what do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments below. What would y'all do if y'all daughter or son did something like this? What would you do if you were caught in this type of situation? Like, how would you go about this? Me, I'm not gonna lie. Aside from the part that I wouldn't even be in something like this. I mean, I could just say it like that. I wouldn't even be in nothing like this. So I ain't got nothing to say. I wouldn't be in this situation. Like, for real, like, damn, bro. Quiet. This is crazy. I'll see you guys in the next one. I didn't think this was gonna be like this. Like, I mean, that's how these bada boom, bada bings go. I'll see y'all in the next one, man. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is crazy, bro. My mouse not even working. That's crazy also.